Hello everyone, a very good evening to all of you watching this video. I hope my audio and video is clear. I welcome you all to today's session, wherein we are going to discuss about the descriptive part of your examination. So all those who are preparing for SIDBI phase 2 examination, a big part of it is your descriptive part, wherein you get a few questions from your 15 markers and few questions from your 10 markers, right? Now, here we are going to take up two questions. Okay, we're going to discuss those questions. Apart from that, we're going to understand how to do answer writing. We're going to see some do's and don'ts, some positives, some negatives, some plus points, what you should do, what you should not do, and what should be the structure of your answer writing. This is what we are going to do in today's session. This is what we are going to understand in today's session. Now, before we move directly to the question answer part, you have your phase 2 online descriptive examination. So once you clear your phase 1, you move on to the phase 2, which is an online descriptive examination. Why do we have answer writing or descriptive questions? So that we can assess candidates writing skills, knowledge of the sector, and analytical thinking. That is the reason. We sometimes think they've already tested our knowledge. Why answer writing? So that is the reason our writing skills, knowledge, analytical thinking is examined over here. Fine. The time for each paper for phase 2 is 75 minutes for descriptive and 60 minutes for objective. So in your phase 2 you have both objective as well as descriptive. For your objective part, the syllabus is maximum 99% same as it was for phase 1 examination, and the type of questions are also very similar. Right. For descriptive, you get 15 marker questions and 10 marker questions. Okay. For 15 marks question, the word limit is around 550 to 600 words. For a 10 marker question, your word limit should be around 350 to 400 words. Please keep this in mind. Okay. And you have to type the answer on the keyboard either in English or in Hindi. Okay. And some questions are worth 1 2 marks depending on the type and difficulty level. We're also talking about the objective type. Fine. If I talk about the this is the legal stream. This is the legal stream. So we have three: general stream, legal stream, and IT stream. For the legal stream, paper one, in phase 2, paper 1 is online descriptive, English language, essay, pressy writing, comprehension, business, office correspondence. This is the basically syllabus. Number of questions 3, maximum mark 75, and time you will get 75 minutes. For paper 2, online objective, general knowledge of law, legal stream, 50 questions and 75 marks, you get around 60 minutes. For online descriptive, which is going to test your legal knowledge, 4 out of 6 you have to attempt. Okay, so 6 questions will be displayed on board. You have to attempt any 4 out of that. 2 15 marks and 2 10 marker questions. Time you'll get 75 minutes. Okay. Fine. For general stream, this one is very important as of now because most of the people are preparing from the general stream, right? So paper 1 same English, it is going to be same for all the three streams. Paper 2 online objective and online descriptive. If I talk about online objective, MSME policy, regulatory, legal framework, finance and management, right? And online descriptive, MSME and financial knowledge. If I have to specifically discuss about the detailed syllabus for descriptive, then you can say MSME policy, regulatory, legal framework, finance and management, MSME financing, due diligence, KYC, financial ratios, assessment of term loan, working capital, documentary credit, NP and recovery, including IRAC norms, NBFC financing, credit risk assessment. Okay, in detail. Rest of the part is going to be same. For IT stream, again paper 1 same English language, paper 2 IT knowledge and technical skills, paper 2 में descriptive part IT knowledge. Fine. And rest all pattern is same. Fine. Now how do you have to start your answer writing? See, there are a few steps that you have to keep in mind when you do answer writing. The first step, read the question very, very carefully. Read the question carefully and highlight the keywords. Highlight the keywords or identify the keywords that have been asked in the question. This is very important so that you can stick to the point, and you can give the answers to the point and not, beat around the bush. Fine. Step 2 is the structure of your answer writing. What structure you have to follow? Your answer should be divided into three parts: introduction, body, and conclusion. Always divide your answer into three parts. Whatever keywords you have identified should be a part of your body. Your introduction should be crisp, 20 to 30 words, 3 4 lines, and it should set a stage for the entire answer. Okay? It's basically going to be definition or some kind of news or in context of the question. Okay, you can write start of the answer in the introduction part. Then body में all the keywords that you have identified, you have to mention them. Conclusion again should be very crisp, clear. You need to summarize what you're writing. Always end the answer in a positive note. Never, end it in a negative note. It should always be positive. It should be in the sense of way forward. Okay. Then comes step 3, wherein content is very very important. Content part is very important. For that you have to study properly. Whatever syllabus is there, you have to study that properly. Along with that, you have to stay updated with news, with schemes and all. You have to stay updated. Okay. Then step 4 is your speed of answer writing, because that is very important, because you have to complete the entire paper on time. Okay, these are some prerequisites keep in mind when you do your answer writing. Okay, fine. So there are some important points for answer writing, like you have to identify the keywords, you have to check the structure sequence using bullet points, introduction, main body, conclusion, right? And then you have to write. What mistakes you have to avoid? Don't spend too much time on the introduction part. Don't beat around the bush. Check for your grammatical and spelling mistakes. You have to answer all parts of the question. You have to manage your time. You have to use the keyword specifically. You have to write, as many examples that you can, any latest news or any case study that you can highlight, you can add that. And do not exceed the word limit. Okay, your answer should be very crisp and to the point, clear, within the word limit. Okay, and when you do the answer writing, find what you're really supposed to answer, find the keywords, and check the directive of the question, whether they're asking critically analyze, or they're just asking about, or just they're just saying, explain, evaluate, or elucidate. What kind of words are being used? That you have to check out. Okay, you have to structure your answers with the correct logical flow. Introduction, body, conclusion, I've already told you. And also, do not forget to provide any kind of value addition, stick to the word limit, address all the parts of the question, give examples, use simple language. Don't need to toughen up your language. Bring creative writing, critical thinking into the answer, express your opinion. Okay, bring your original ideas also. Okay, this is going to be your structured introduction. What or why? What has been asked in the question? Why has it been asked in the question? Keep your body multidimensional. Facts should be written, examples, schemes, reports, indices, survey, and then conclusion. Okay? So before we see to model answers and how you can do the answer writing, let's check out the previous year questions. This for general stream paper 2. 15 marker questions were asked related to the cluster development program, related to PMEGP, discuss the features related to it. Then there was a question related to TREADS platform, how it helps to increase liquidity. Challenges of MSME and the MSME ramp scheme question was related to that. 15 marker question. ठीक है, for 15 marks question, 550 to 600 words. This is the limit. RBI Unified Lending Interface ULI. The questions were asked related to these things. For 10 marker question, your word limit is going to be 350 to 400 words. ठीक है, questions related to what are the initiatives taken by government to promote women MSMEs, steps taken by government to promote MSMEs, financial ratios related. You got a question, DSCR, gross net profit ratio. I'll give you a question related to this. ठीक है, at the end to practice on your own. Difference between CIC and credit rating, there was a question related to this. Then there was a question related to CGT MSc scheme. Okay? These were the questions that was asked in the previous years. Fine. Now let's take a few questions and see how you can write the answer to that question. Okay? The question is, critically analyze the role of MSMED Act 2006 in promoting MSMEs in India. So what is your keyword? Your keyword first is your MSMED Act. That means you need to know about this act of 2006. Then how does this act promote MSMEs? How does it help in promotion of MSMEs? And you have to critically analyze positives, negatives. That means you have to identify the challenges also. You have to provide a way forward also for this answer. Structure of answer would be same. You have to divide the answer into three parts: introduction, body, conclusion, and you have to write a crisp, clear answer. Let's take a look at how you can write this answer. Fine. So in your introduction part, you can just basically define that what is this MSMED Act, and briefly you can talk about the role of MSMEs in the economy. So, Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Act of 2006 is a landmark legislation that provides a legal framework for defining, promoting, and supporting MSME. So, you basically defined the act, that why have we made this act? What was the reason for making this act? Majorly to provide a legal framework for defining, promoting, and supporting the MSMEs. Right? Then, given MSME's contribution to employment, GDP, and exports, the Act plays a central role in policy formulation and institutional support. However, while it laid a strong foundation, evolving challenges demand continuous reform. So, you have written the introduction, you have set a stage for the answer. Now, you're going to build upon whatever you have written in your introduction part. You've set a stage for the entire answer. Now that they have mentioned the MSMED Act of 2006, that means you have to write about basic provisions. Basic provisions have to be written, so one heading can be related to this key provisions of MSMED Act 2006. Okay. Firstly, definition of MSMEs. So the revised classification of 2025 ensures better financial access, ease of doing business, and support for the MSMEs, right? Can anyone tell me what is the revised definition of MSMEs? This year only MSMEs have been revised on the basis of investment and turnover. The small, uh, micro, small, and medium enterprises have been classified. Can anyone tell me in the comment section what is the revised definition? Quickly tell me in the comment section. Okay? So, but definition of MSMEs, then this act provides facilitation of credit and finance. It mandated priority sector lending by banks to MSMEs. Then delayed payments protection. Buyers must pay MSMEs within 45 days. Interest penalty applies on delays, and this has been mentioned in the act. Then promotion of enterprises, enabled cluster development, skill upgradation, technological support. It has provided an institutional framework for the National Board of MSMEs. It provided for the National Board of MSMEs and consultative mechanisms with state governments. These are the basic provisions, 4 to 5 provisions you've written. Okay? Then, and along with this, you have written how it has helped these MSMEs also. Right? Now, what are the challenges in the implementation part? What are the challenges? Firstly, limited awareness. Limited awareness. So many micro enterprises, they remain unaware of the benefits. Okay, so they are not aware only what all benefits they can have access to. Then delayed payments is a still major problem. Despite legal safeguards, MSMEs still struggle with receivables, especially from large corporates and government agencies. Then there's a credit access gap as well. Collateral free lending provisions remain underutilized. Right? Then climate change is a major factor. Okay, which is requiring to transition to greener practices. For large corporations it might be easy, but for smaller corporations it's very difficult to transition because a lot of fund is required in that case also. Then technology adoption. So infrastructure is not adequate. Technology adoption has not been at that level, which is hindering productivity. Then you can write a solution in the form of way forward. Firstly, you can focus on strict enforcement. So we have MSME Samadhan. Such online portals can be strengthened. Okay, for time bound settlement of payment disputes. Then credit flow enhancement. Link act provisions with credit guarantee schemes, fintech platforms. Bring in awareness campaigns, local level outreach, especially in rural areas, to inform the entrepreneurs. Then dynamic definitions, periodically revise the MSME classification from time to time with the changing circumstances, changing times, changing needs. Then digital ecosystem integration, connect acts provisions with Udyam registration, GEM procurement, TREDS platform, utilize technology to improve. Right? And at last, you can write a conclusion that the MSMED Act 2006 has been instrumental in recognizing and institutionalizing MSMEs in India's economic framework. So, you're basically ending it on a positive note. Ki yes, this act has really helped in improving India's economic framework related to MSMEs. While its intent has been progressive, challenge in enforcement and awareness dilute its impact. So, you've written it in a very diplomatic manner without criticizing. And then you've also written a solution along with that, that's strengthening implementation mechanisms, aligning the act with the digital and financial reforms will make it more effective instrument for MSME promotion in the years ahead. This is how you can end the answer. Fine, so you can see that we have written in a very streamlined manner, introduction, body and conclusion. Okay, always whenever there's a question, always mention the challenges, always mention the way forward. This is very, very important. Yeah, fine. I hope you're getting how to write an answer. Right? Then let's see another question. What is the significance of NBFCs in the MSME financing ecosystem? See, MSMEs are very small or you can say medium firms wherein the risk of paying back the loan or paying back money to financial institutions is very high. So this risk is very high, right? That is why major banks or major financial institutions hesitate they hesitate to provide loans to the MSMEs. That is why MSMEs are part of the priority sector lending guidelines. Hai na? Now the hesitation plus there's a lot of compliance required, from taking loans from banks, financial institutions. A lot of regulations are there. A lot of paperwork is there. So ease of doing business, it becomes very difficult if you have to, take up loan from these financial institutions or these banks. Here comes the role of these non banking financial companies or NBFCs, which have less compliance, less regulations, less paperwork, and they have really helped in supporting these MSMEs, especially in the finance part. So, you have to discuss the significance of NBFCs in the MSME financing ecosystem. Okay, again, you're going to start your answer with introduction. Introduction should be again very crisp, clear, to the point. ठीक है नॉन बैंकिंग फाइनेंशियल कंपनीज आर crucial players in India's credit ecosystem, especially for MSMEs that struggle to access traditional bank finance. With their flexibility, innovative products, and localized reach, NBFCs fill a critical financing gap and support entrepreneurship, employment, and regional development. Okay, this you have like set a stage for the answer. Briefly, you've written the introduction part, right? Then you have to talk about role of NBFCs in MSME financing. Firstly, credit accessibility. So these NBFCs they serve small borrowers who lack collateral or formal credit history. So these small borrowers they do not have enough collateral, and these NBFCs they provide collateral free loans. है ना? Then customized products. So these MSMEs they provide working capital loans, machinery finance, invoice discounting. Different micro loans are provided to the MSMEs. So depending upon what the MSMEs need, the NBFCs they have basically defined their products in such a manner which are beneficial for these MSMEs. है ना? For a specific thing these MSMEs get loans for whenever they require. Right? Then faster processing. Unlike banks, NBFCs have simpler procedures, faster turnaround times. Then regional outreach is a lot of these NBFCs. Many NBFCs, they operate in semi-urban and rural areas. And banks outreach is limited in those areas. Bank penetration is limited in those areas. In that case, NBFCs play a very important role in providing loans to the MSMEs. Then innovation and technology. Digital NBFCs leverage fintech models, GST data, alternative credit scoring, so that they can provide loans to the micro enterprises. That is how these NBFCs are very important. How are they important for the ecosystem? Because they help in bridging the credit gap. India's MSME credit gap is estimated at over 20 lakh crores. So you've basically added some data also in the answer. NBFCs play a vital role in narrowing this deficit, or you can say narrowing this gap. Then, secondly, risk diversification. So, by serving the unbanked and underbanked MSMEs, NBFCs reduce dependence on the banks alone. So now you don't have to just depend on the banks. Now you have alternative sources of finance as well. Well, it also complements SIDBI and other banks, NBFCs. They partner with SIDBI, with banks, and get into co-lending arrangements, which expand the outreach, and you're better able to provide the loans to the underserved sections of the society. They help in promoting financial inclusion also. They integrate micro enterprises into the formal credit ecosystem. This is how they are important for the ecosystem. And like I told you, whenever you're writing an answer, always write the challenges and the way forward as well in your answers. That makes your answer very holistic, clear, and opinion based. Okay. What are the challenges faced by NBFCs? Firstly, funding constraints. Dependence on wholesale funding increases the costs, exposes the NBFCs to liquidity risks. Then higher interest rates due to costlier funds. NBFCs they charge MSMEs higher interest than the banks. Then regulatory pressures. RBI has tightened NBFC regulations post ILNFS crisis, limiting aggressive growth. Then asset quality issues. MSME loans are inherently riskier and defaults affect the NBFC sustainability. So these are the major problems or the challenges which these MSMEs face. You can add a few points related to that. But when you have mentioned challenges, always write a way forward. So what can be the way forward? Way forward is always based on the challenges that you have identified. Once you've written the challenges, corresponding to those challenges, you can write down the points in your way forward. That firstly, strengthen the co-lending models, encourage greater NBFC bank partnerships to combine NBFC agility with bank resources. Expand refinance support. SIDBI and NABARD can provide cheaper refinance lines to NBFCs. Right? Digital infrastructure, promote account aggregator framework, GST database underwriting. So you can write these points. Then risk mitigation, broaden the credit guarantee coverage for NBFCs. Provide policy support, rationalize the regulations so that we can balance financial stability with NBFC innovation. And last, you can write a conclusion that NBFCs act as a lifetime for MSMEs, especially those excluded from traditional banking. Those MSMEs which are excluded from traditional banking, who do not get enough resources or finance is not available for them through the traditional banking sources. Their flexibility, innovation, and localized approach make them indispensable in India's credit ecosystem. So you can see you're writing the answer in a positive note, ending the answer in a positive note, and also in a way forward or a positive solution based answer, that with stronger risk sharing mechanisms, digital integration, supportive regulation, NBFCs can play an even larger role in driving inclusive growth through MSME financing. This is how you can write the conclusion part. Always write the conclusion in a diplomatic manner. Okay? Always write it in a positive note. So, whenever you write an answer, use as many examples as you can. You can use some data which is there in news, or you can use some news only directly, or some recent updates should be mentioned in your answer. Points should be less generic and more specific. Your points should be specific. Always mention the challenges. And if you are writing the challenges, then always write a way forward. Never end your answer on a negative note. Always end your answer in a positive note and in a diplomatic manner. Your introduction and conclusion part is very important. It should be crisp and clear. Body mein you have to write everything, whatever keywords you have identified, whatever has been asked in the question, you have to mention that. Along with that, challenges and way forward is necessary. These are some important tips that I would like to give you for your descriptive answer writing. You'll be able to score really good points if you keep these things in mind. Fine. Now I'm giving you a practice question that you can write down. You can share your answer with me on Telegram after writing. If you guys want to get your answer evaluated, Mannat Educator is my Telegram handle. Just write Mannat Educator and you can join my Telegram group. Okay, just type Mannat Educator. You can share your answer with me. I will check it out. I will evaluate and give you the answer. Fine. So, question is, how do financial ratios like DSCR, current ratio, and interest coverage ratio help in credit appraisal of the MSMEs? This is a question that I have for you. You can write down this answer, share your answer with me on Telegram. This is my Telegram QR code. You can scan this code and have access to my Telegram group. Share your answer with me over here and I will check it out for you. Fine. ठीक है? So that is all from my side. Thank you so much, everyone. This is all I wanted to discuss with you. I hope this session was beneficial for all of you. Just keep these important things in mind whenever you do answer writing. If you want to get your answer evaluated, you can always connect with me on Telegram. Okay? And if there's any doubt, if there's any question that you want to ask me, you can ask in the comment section. Otherwise, we're going to end the session over here. And I'm wishing you all the best to everyone who have their exam of SIDBI phase 2. I want you guys to practice, cover the syllabus, read the latest updates so that your answer is very good, so that your answer is to the point, so that you have good enough examples and case studies to write down in the answer. Wishing you all best of luck. Keep working hard. I'm sure you're going to succeed. Take care. And if there's any help that you want from me, I'm always available. You can always connect with me on Telegram. I have shared my QR code. I've shared the Telegram handle. If you want, you can connect with me. All right. If there's any question, you can ask me in the comment section. Otherwise, we are going to end the session over here. Okay, Anurag. All right, then. Let's end the session here. Bye bye, everyone. I will see you all.